to start with. These are things that actually puzzle me because I just don't know the answer. So I'm not, I beg your pardon. As long as I'm here talking to you, I will never say things that I don't actually believe or can't prove. So that is why I'll always be very guarded in what I say. In fact, I would say to the viewers and listeners, and what I would say to them is, don't believe anything that I say here. Because anything that I do say is checkable. And I would ask you to go to Google or whatever and go and check it out, and you'll see that I'm not talking BS. I'm actually talking, sense, if you're into the subject.
Brian, I want to introduce you to Xandean. He's one of our local ufologists. I've done a lot of UFO hunts with him and a lot of ghost hunts too. And Xandean, Brian is an author, speaker, presenter, scriptwriter, editor of Phenomena magazine. And I know, and he's from Scotland, I know you're probably, I know you probably want to ask him about some UFO stuff.
Well, more importantly, he's my senior Pisces.
Pisces, good man,
yeah. You're my senior Pisces, so I totally, I have so much respect. You don't even understand, sir. So we'll go like that. See, Paul, you don't know anything about that.
It's so good, man. It's so good to meet you. It really is great. Absolutely great.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm a senior Capricorn.
Okay. Yeah, I know that you did your Project Phenomenon where you wrote the book to prove beyond a doubt, that these things exist. But I like your position on only talking about things that you say, hey, you can verify. Because with UFOs, it was like that with me. People would say, well, have you seen one? I really admired and was fascinated by it, but I hadn't at that point. So I said, I don't want to lie and say yes. And then when I see one, I take away the special feeling. So I just waited until one day I was able to say, yeah, I think I did. I still don't know.
Well, I can tell you this, that as I was saying to Paul, I had my first encounter with an ET-H2 when I was abducted.
Wow.
But, have I seen a UFO, a UAP as they're called now? Yes, I have. And that happened when I was about 12 years old, 13 years old. I was walking home, we'd be down in the local town, I can't remember, it was a buddy of mine, we were just doing stuff. And we're walking back up the road, and we were walking past a hospital. And I glanced up in the sky, and I could see two lights, like, bright, and they were moving towards one another like that. And before they touched, they shot apart. Like faster, they were gone. These things were gone. And I just wondered what I'd seen. Then I realised, later I realised that these were UAPs. Why I saw them, I don't know. I just happened to be there and I saw them. But other than that, I've had ghostly experiences since then because I used to be a ghostbuster back in the day. And I stopped doing that. I stopped doing it because this sounds terribly blasé, but the thing is, if you've seen one ghost, you've seen them all, man. It really, because all it comes down to is the location and the circumstance. The most ghosts I ever saw was in a place called Stirling Castle, and there was a thing I saw in there that was pretty scary, to be fair. But the only other place I've seen ghosts that were genuinely scary is a place called the Highland Hotel in a little village called Doon in Stirlingshire in Scotland here, in central Scotland.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, if it's all right with Paul, I'll tell you the story. I was there with a couple of mediums because we'd been told that the woman who owned the hotel at the time, it's all changed hands now, but the woman was having problems. She was hearing her name called out as she was walking through the hotel, stuff like that. And I took these mediums along and they said, oh yeah, there's stuff here, there's stuff there. But they said the main thing is happening on the staircase, which led from the guest accommodation up to where the owner lived. So she was at the bottom of the stairs, I was in the middle of the staircase, and her husband, who was another medium, was at the top of the staircase. And all of a sudden, I felt this wind start to blow down the staircase. Now, this would be January, February, March now. It was dark and it was still quite chilly. But this breeze started blowing down the staircase, and there were no doors open. And the female medium, Anne-Marie, she said, look, she said, this thing doesn't want us here. And if it was any more powerful, it would push this thing off the staircase. It doesn't want us here. But she said, I'm going to try and move it on, because she said, this ghost or this entity, this spirit's on the staircase. This is the girl that fell or jumped down the staircase to commit suicide because her father, she was pregnant.